The rent was due for many yesterday, the first of the month, but an estimated 3.6 million Americans are now at risk of eviction. And this is after the federal eviction moratorium expired yesterday morning. Missouri's 1st District Congresswoman Cori Bush slept on the steps on the U.S. Capitol building Friday and Saturday night to protest the end of the moratorium. Bush, who admits to being evicted herself 3 times in her life, joins House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other House Democratic leaders who are now calling on the Biden administration to immediately extend the moratorium. They call it a moral imperative to prevent Americans from being put out of their homes during a COVID-19 surge.
Now, I'm sure this sister thinks she's doing something great. And she's a representative from St. Louis. I mean, Murderville. Very dangerous place. She doesn't want to attack that. I get it. There's no fame in that. There's no praise and adulation in attacking something that you can't do nothing about. That's the secret. She knows she can't do nothing about the murder. The only thing we'll do something about is locking up more criminals, which they don't want to do. They've already said that in St. Louis. They're not going to do that. They're actually they're letting people out. They're actually making it easier. Or gentrification. Moving the Sun people out of St. Louis into other areas, making them dangerous, but making St. Louis less dangerous. They don't want to do that either. But that's happening naturally. And, whatever. But this right here, evictions, she can, she can go out and sleep on the Capitol steps with these white liberals and really make a name for herself. Be, get something accomplished. She's a public official. I'm not going to knock her. She wants to get something. She can't do nothing about the murder. Like, it's only getting worse. She come there with this tough on crime, stiffer sentences for multiple time offenders, for repeat offenders. Nah, they talking about shorter sentences for repeat offenders and less time. Anything other than that is racist. So, of course, these evictions, that's probably the tack she's going to take with these evictions, that is somehow racist.
They call it a moral imperative to prevent Americans from being put out of their homes during a COVID-19 surge.
We are the lawmakers. There's nobody else that makes this happen. It's only for us to make it happen. It's either us or it's the White House. And so right now, the Congress has been tasked with that from the White House. So we have to get it done.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It is 6:56 right now. Timmy Zale doing a little moonlighting this morning.
Yeah, he's in De Pere, where Deerbergs is in the midst of a hiring event. All right, Timmy, what's going on? You looking for a new job? You're going to leave us again?
No, I'm just seeing if I'm qualified. Don't go raffling off my desk yet, but Deerbergs is hiring, and we're just giving you a preview. Maybe on management material, you think?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure. Assistant Store Director joining us this morning, and Sean, management, there's opportunities there.
There's lots of opportunities. There is lots of opportunities for management, assistant management, and entry-level positions here. And here are some of the managers alongside me here. This is Matthew, he's our store manager intern. We got Emily, who's our dairy frozen assistant manager. We got Lauren, who's our bakery manager. Doug, who's our maintenance manager. We got Kathy, our bakery manager trainee, and then Ebony, who's our scan coordinator, our pricing integrity of the store, signs and tags.
Ebony and Ivory, they're together in perfect harmony. Okay, so this grocery chain, Deerbergs, in St. Louis, where the lovely representative that we just covered is from, They're hiring all managerial, assistant managerial, and entry level. And look at here. They even hiring Sun people. They even hiring, especially if she's in charge of something. She's scanning and product integrity. That's a very important job right there. In the grocery store, anybody that work at a grocery store know that's a very important job. The SKU numbers and all. That's a very important job this sister's doing there, man. So, like I told you, like I keep telling you, and the reason I keep telling you this is not to, make people feel bad about, not having a job. It's to make people know that you can get a job. Like, they give that, okay, it used to be hard to get a job. Now it's not. Okay? I'm trying to give you an example. Okay, I got one. It used to be safe. Relatively safe in many of these cities. Now it's not. So, you gotta understand how things change. It used to be hard to get a job. Now it's not. It's easy. They're giving jobs away. So much that a lot of these companies are going to the media to try to get the media to put the word out. It's not enough. Their social media footprint, their Facebook and their IG and their Twitter pages is not enough. They need to use the media now to get the word out. Because people aren't coming to take the jobs. But we're hearing about, institutional, systematic, and they're evicting people, which that thing is racist. I want you to understand. This eviction thing that this woman is down at the Capitol sleeping on the steps about, they're saying that's because that's about racism. They're forcing landlords, they're allowing landlords to sell to rent their properties and actually make a living renting their properties because they hate Sun people. They're not forcing landlords to just let people live in their properties for free. That's being termed as racist. I have to understand that. So I want to show you, a lot of you Sun people, that look, man, you don't have to be a victim of that racism. Okay, fine. It's racist to make people pay rent and to evict them if they don't. I'm not even going to argue that. I don't have time to argue that. However, now that you know all this racism is out there, why not try to beat the system, beat the institutional, systematic racism by just getting one of these jobs that they're giving away? Just show up. Be like, I want a job. I bet if you was like, if they gave you an application, you was like, I don't even feel like doing that. I just want to start tomorrow. They'd be like, all right. They get somebody else to fill out the paperwork. You just dictate. They ask you the questions and you just dictate it to them and they'll fill it out for you. And put you on the sales floor the next day.
This is Matthew. He's our store manager intern. We got Emily, who's our dairy frozen assistant manager. We got Lauren, who's our bakery manager. Doug, who's our maintenance manager. We got Kathy, our bakery manager trainee, and then Ebony, who's our scan coordinator, our pricing integrity of the store, signs and tags. And this is Bob Canarum, our store director.
There you go. And I might add that Doug, if you're looking for a long term, he's been here 41 years.
41 years.
Unbelievable. So there are opportunities available. Matthew, a chance for folks to be a part of this team.
Absolutely. Dearbergs, we are looking for any entry-level management positions, so assistant department or manager trainee. Dearbergs offers sign-on bonuses, money for experience, and great health benefits. And I've been with Dearbergs for 5 years, and it's been a great experience.
These sign-on bonuses, I talk about this all the time, man. They give you sometimes up to $8,000 to just commit to work. Take the job. We'll give you $8,000. Some places give you $800. It varies, but this is how desperate they are now. And you got some people running around talking about racism and they holding me back. What?
Deerbergs offers sign-on bonuses, money for experience, and great health benefits. And I've been with Deerbergs for 5 years, and it's been a great experience.
Very
Deerbergs,
cool.
we've been around since 1854, and we are still hiring.
Still hiring. Big
Yes,
event
sir.
taking place on the 4th.
Yep,
right?
August 4th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. I will be here. The whole HR team will be here, and we are so excited to meet everybody.
All right. Do you think I have what it takes to be a
I think
management?
so. You ready to go to work, Tim? I'm ready to put you to work today.
Put me to work. Yeah. I'm going to do something here today. Right. Fox 2 will say, finally, he's going to do something. So put him to work. There you go. 2 events, the 4th and the 11th of August. Hiring events here at Deerbergs. We'll be here all morning long giving you a preview of the chances you have to join this team that's coming up right here. Fox 2 News in the morning.
A nationwide pause on evictions ends in just a few hours at midnight tonight. The change, it could lead to a wave of evictions in St. Louis and really all around the country. Missouri Congresswoman Cori Bush spent the night on the Capitol steps in Washington, D.C. to raise awareness about the eviction problem. Bush...
You see her with the squad, hanging out with the squad. Wow, St. Louis is in trouble. They just elected their first sister mayor. So the sister's a mayor, the DA's a sister, the police chief is a brother, and the representative in Congress is this sister. Wow. And she's hanging out with the squad now.
Missouri Congresswoman Cori Bush spent the night on the Capitol steps in Washington, D.C. to raise awareness about the eviction problem. Bush is urging President Biden and lawmakers to extend the ban on evictions until the end of the pandemic. She says it's her job as a member of Congress to fight for the most vulnerable residents.
I still have on the same clothes I had on last night. I'm dirty. I'm dirty, I'm sticky, I'm sweaty. I still have on what I had on last night. This is how people will have to live if we don't do something. 7 million people, 6 million, 11 million, how many ever it is, they deserve their human dignity, and they deserve for the people that are paid to represent them to show up and do the work to make sure that they have their basic needs met today.
Residents facing eviction in St. Louis can get some help. Housing advocates say there are safeguards in place for those at risk of losing their homes.
We have the rental assistance, the utility assistance. If a tenant and a landlord agree that they want to apply, there's money to pay back rent, to pay relocation expenses, even to pay forward rent. But they have to complete the application process.
So, 2 things. Where do you think that money comes from? Don't answer that. Your taxes. You know that. It comes from your taxes. Second, this is a big issue to have it. People aren't filling out these rental applications. Like, you can't get the money that we who work pay into our taxes for services like this. These people, they're not filling out the applications. So it's like, who remembers last summer I did the story? It was this one foundation. I forgot the name of the group, or the city, but I did a video on it. And this group was giving out like relief checks to loans to people who this was at the beginning of everything. This was before we started getting the stimuluses and whatnot. And people wouldn't fill out the applications. It was for people of color, but they wouldn't fill out the applications. So they couldn't even give the money away. And that's a problem they're having down here in St. Louis. People aren't like, this is how the society we live in now, and you're seeing it in the Olympics and everything. it's not just that we're soft as a society, but everything has to be, if it's not placed in front of you, like basically we need our food, baby food. You gotta mash it up and give it to us. You can't just sit a potato in front of us and give us a knife and a fork, or stick a chicken breast in front of us and give us a knife and fork. You have to cut it up in small little pieces and spoon feed it to us nowadays. This country is going to crap quick. And you're seeing it in all, like, it's bursting at the seams everywhere you look.
We have the rental assistance, the utility assistance. If a tenant and a landlord agree that they want to apply, there's money to pay back rent, to pay relocation expenses, even to pay forward rent, but they have to complete the application process. So we're trying to encourage people to complete a process that is a little difficult, a little cumbersome, but at the end of the day can keep a person in their home.